Hey guys, Huzzy here bringing you another video. Now welcome back to a Q&A video. Again, I generally do these every now couple of weeks because one, I enjoy doing them, and two, I think they're pretty chill for a video to do on my day off. Again, I never really have a day off, but I'm just not streaming today. I'll still be editing, I'll still be making like the actual content and recording this. So yeah, I just thought, why not? Let's do a Q&A, and I will say this might be a big one because I have asked for questions I think on 5 different platforms. So we've got Discord, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. So yeah, like we'll probably go through for a while. I'd say there should be gameplay happening in the background, which is, again, spoilers. Going to be losing gameplay. Again, if you've not been watching the streams recently, I have been mentioning in the videos that it's just been going terribly recently. We've been getting inters, trolls, AFKers, like all the time. So all the spare footage that I have is from those games. So enjoy the background footage, I guess, or just feel free to minimize, and that's okay too, and just listen to this almost as a podcast. But we're going to begin on Discord, I think, because obviously Discord is a server, there's people just online at the same time. It's usually the most instant to get a lot of questions. So yeah. Someone's saying, if it wasn't for League, Twitch and YouTube and stuff, what do I think I'd be doing now? It's a weird question because there's so many things that have happened because I've done League that it's hard to imagine what I'd be doing without it. Like, if I didn't stop playing League and I still do this YouTube video, that was before my university stuff. So, like, my entire university life would have been different. You know, it sounds weird, but even though I got the highest grade possible at university, that was also in part to being a League YouTuber. My dissertation, my final dissertation in university, if you guys remember, if you've been here a while, was, do content creators affect games in general, the industry? And I set a record in my university for, I think I had 10,000 replies on a couple surveys, where the record before that was like 250. So my record is probably never going to get beaten on how many replies I've had from my data. That was insane, and my professors were freaking out by how much data I had, and even like we had a night that we had to present basically an informatic poster and had like companies come and kind of scout us for jobs and stuff. I had a lot of companies coming to me and go like, how did you get this much data? We don't even get this much data and we're a company. And that's where, again, I think I was offered a job on that night, basically. And obviously I didn't take it. But I got that data because I was a YouTuber, and then I was offered that job because I had that data. So it's kind of all linked. But what would I be doing? I don't know. Probably just a normal office job, to be honest. Like my friends who have graduated. Funny thing is, my 3 closest friends to university, none of them, apart from one of them, works in the gaming industry. One of them works on a travel website. He does the back end of a travel website. One of them works in like a water and construction company doing like office work, and he's doing pretty well. And then one of them does work for Rockstar in the QA department, you know, quality analysis, looking at bugs and testing and trying to help get them gone in the game. So I'd be in that world, probably somewhere like an office job, maybe in a games company. And just say the next question off this would be, with my game design degree, have I thought about working for Riot? And the answer to that is obviously yes. With my background, of game design and my passion for League of Legends, Riot would likely be the only company that I would stop doing what I'm doing now to go work for. You know, again, I was offered 2 jobs when I finished university, one in a game company, that I turned down because I was like, I'm going to do this YouTube thing. You know, it was a games company that is based in this local area. It's a very big games company. I was just like, it's not what I wanted. You know, the job that I was offered, it was a coding job. And I was like, I'm not really into that at all. I don't like coding. I cannot see myself day to day doing coding. And obviously it was a junior position, it was a graduate position, so you did more than coding, and that's what the guy who wanted me to have the job actually said. He was like, it's not all coding, like we actually really want you to come and be a junior in this company and build yourself up. And I was like, anything to do with coding, just instantly. And again, I got okay grades in some of the coding modules. I was like, I just don't want to at all. And they respected what I said, and I said no. And then the other company that offered me the job in the post night, that I said no to that wasn't anything to do with gaming. But yeah, Riot would probably be the only company that if they offered me a competitive salary, it probably wouldn't be as much as I'm on now, but that's okay. If it was competitive and I could like make a change and difference in League and help the game hopefully get better, then yeah, I would definitely work for Riot. You know, I'm now in the League Partner Program, so I've got more direct access to Riot, but obviously that's not a paid role at all. But yeah, likely would be Riot would be the only company that I would actually go work for, and I would want to go work for 100%. So what I'm saying is, how long does it take you to make a video from pressing record to the moment of upload? For me, not that long, because my content is fairly, well, basic. You know, the hardest part of my content creating experience is actually playing the games in the rating I'm in, doing the commentary itself. That is my job more than anything. So from pressing record, let's say it's an average half-an-hour game, pressing record to getting it on the channel, a couple hours probably. Like, yeah, so if you're taking a half an hour to actually do it, then you're taking, you know, 20 minutes to put it together, 20 minutes roughly of rendering, probably about 15 to 20 minutes of uploading, 10 minutes of making a thumbnail, 10 minutes of putting ads on it, tags, maybe a bit longer for that, but ads, tags, seeing if there's any trends for that champion that I'm uploading to like put it in the video tags or change the thumbnail to make it look a little bit more like relevant to what's happening at the moment. 2 hours per video most likely, and I do 2 videos a day, which let me like that you're working 4 hours a day. Obviously I work more than that. There's a lot of background stuff that goes on. I probably work on average like a 7 to 8 hour day on average, some days longer, some days less. Like today it'll be less. I'm recording this, let's say it's half an hour to an hour. Obviously then, yeah, I've got to edit it and put it together for today. This is the second video of today. Do the thumbnail, do the ad. Like, I'll still be working on my day off. I'll still be working probably about 4 hours. I've got a meeting later, and obviously that is part of the work day. I've got a meeting with a sponsor. So there's a lot going on in the background, but probably on the average video, probably about 2 hours to 2.5 hours per video. Roughly. And again, I'll say if I ever did, and the reason why some people have said, where are your champion guide videos? The reason why they haven't made an appearance, those champion guide videos, I'd say it were 10 hours plus to make. Doing including all the research and everything about that, looking at spectating games, collecting the right footage, piecing it all together, you know, not really writing a script, but doing it in the order and collecting all the, you know, putting all the graphics together that I always did myself, everything all in. They were about a 10-hour video, and they used to make less than my commentaries do. So when you're putting it in like, okay, so a commentary that takes 2 hours to do versus a guide video that takes 10 hours to do, and the guide video makes less than the commentary, it's a no-brainer why they haven't really been a thing. I have thought about doing like a Patreon tier or something. If we hit a certain goal per month, then I like, okay, we'll do a champion guide per month. And if we hit like a double the goal, I'll do 2 champion guides per month. Because right now they're just not worth doing for what I do. So I've thought about doing a Patreon tier. Let me know what you think in the comment section below if I should do that. All right, next one is... How many people ask you questions about working at Riot Huzz? A lot of people. It's flattering in a way, because I think a lot of people want me to work for Riot in some cases. I know some people really don't want me. Like, One Trick's generally like, oh, don't. Huzz can't work for Riot. Again, when I say things like, oh, I would ban One Tricks, obviously that is probably just me in a frustrated commentary mood that a One Trick is inting or feeding, and it's like putting me in a bad mind frame. I wouldn't. Like, I'd probably incentivize people to have a champion pool over a One Trick, but I wouldn't completely ban it. I wouldn't make it hard to do. Hell, Riot at the moment is incentivizing One Tricking with the new role rank system if they finally do it. So, like, I'd love to, but again, a lot of people want me to because they think I'd help with the toxicity and, like, calm that down. I understand the player base a lot. And I'm not going to say I know it more than the people that work for the game, but I know it a lot. I've played League more than the average Rioter. I've been higher rating than the average Rioter. I've been in the tournament scene more than Rioters. I have my own League of Legends community more than Rioters. I've had more interaction just in general with people that play League more than the average Rioter. So, like, I know a lot about the game. So, it's a dream, but who knows? Alright, so next thing is, what do I think has led to the increasing numbers of inters and toxic players this season? I have gotten more inters and feeders than ever. I don't know. Again, I've been experiencing myself. I've said this, you know, the past couple of weeks have been dreadful. I've gone from Diamond 3 to Diamond 4, bouncing like a ping pong. And again, I never think blaming other people is good in solo queue. I think you are responsible for your own rating, but it has been the case of I can't do anything about what's going on at the moment. Like, literally, we had, you know, just yesterday or the day before, I had a Mordekaiser that literally admitted, it's my time to troll. He was on a 7-game loss streak and was trolling, just straight up trolling. Before that, I had a Lux that sold her all of her items. She was mid lane playing really bad. She ended on 10 death. Sold her items, bought 6 daggers, and was just auto-attacking people and just dying and over again. I haven't had this like as much as concentrated as I'm having it now. And the answer, I don't know. Part of my reasoning could be Worlds, as in the people that love League and like want to be good League players are watching Worlds, and because they're watching so many hours of Worlds a day, they do not feel like playing more League at the end of the day or in the afternoon. So they're like, oh god, I just watched 4 or 5 hours of League, I'm not playing anymore today. So maybe those type of people who are good at League and paying attention to Worlds are just playing less. So that is making the toxic and inting people more apparent. I don't know, maybe. Next thing is, since the recent drama with BetterHelp, what do you think of it, and how do you choose your sponsors? I don't know too much about the BetterHelp thing. I vaguely know. I watched a couple of videos on it, and if you don't know, basically there are some big YouTubers out there that have been promoting, and I'll say I would never use this service anyway, but it was like a therapy service online, that it's like an app, and you can talk to a therapist. One, it's had terrible reviews, that basically, like, there's been therapists that don't show up to their appointments, that you can tell that they're not listening. Like, if you're actually wanting therapy, you don't use a mobile app to have therapy, I'll just say that right now. But basically, the scam has been that, like, in the little small print, apparently it's been like, we have the right to show your therapy sessions anywhere we want. And it's like, you know, they're recording these therapy sessions and they can just show them. That's one thing. The next thing is apparently, like, Philip DeFranco is really dodgy in that he's been basically making money in the back streams of this software and app without telling anybody. Like, oh, it's a sponsor, but apparently he has a little bit more in it than other YouTubers, apparently. So I don't know, like, how do I choose my sponsors? They have to be relevant to what I do, and I have to at least use the service myself. And I, you know, again, I would never use that mobile type of service because I wouldn't trust it, you know. So I don't think I've had too many controversial sponsors. Like, we had one that some people would be like, you know, that's a bit random, was the underwear one. Remember when I was sponsored by MeUndies? And my argument was, we all wear underwear, we're all gamers, so it doesn't really matter. And I wanted underwear, and it's really good. And the people that ordered that stuff was like, oh my god, it's the best underwear ever. And I still hold that, you know, today. If I showed you what I was wearing right now, it is MeUndies. I still wear them to this day. My whole drawers are full of them. I back that product to beyond. That's why I took that sponsorship. But I don't think I take any controversial sponsors like that anyway. Like, again, I'm offered sponsorships all the time. And if I wanted to double my income, guys, I 100% could. But I'm never going to, like, sink down to the level of promoting, you know, the average one that League YouTubers get. Oh, can you, like, promote our boosting website or our, you know, account selling website? I get those daily. And it's like, no thanks. I just block the email, move on. But because there's so many of them out there, it happens all the time. But yeah, I have a certain integrity level rather than just money, because I'm fine with how I do now. And I'll say, you know, if next year is a big year for me and I do eventually want to move out and get my own place, which I know we've been trying to do for the past couple of years, but I actually might be buying my own place next year, then maybe you'll take more sponsors then, but it'll never break my, like, line of code, ever. It will never be something that is using people for a bad reason. So, you know, usually it's a product that you have to buy, not a service, as it were. And if it's a service, the vast majority of the services that I've ever promoted have been free. U.GG is a good example. Mobile Analytics. You just sign up to these websites for free, and some of them have a premium service, but they're free, and it's for League of Legends, and it's to help you get better at the game. So I've never been too worried about my sponsorship stuff. I've been fairly happy with how I've been doing it. So, yeah. Next one is Kirby, my friend Kirby is actually saying, what do you do to untilt yourself after having a string of bad games? Again, it's weird that he's asking me because I talk to him every single day. He's one of my good friends. Basically, like, you got to find your own thing is what I'd say. Like, everybody's got ways to de-stress themselves. You know, I play a different video game. I go on a bike ride. It can be anything. It can be simply, I've had one person message me saying the method that they did was simply just turning off their PC. And not even like doing the Windows shut off. Pressing the power button on their PC to them was therapeutic. And it got rid of, like, the bad feelings. I was like, Never thought of that, but sure, I guess. So you just got to find your own thing. You know, my thing again is what I said, is playing a different game and winning at that game. No matter what it is. You know, I can jump on Overwatch, I can jump on Forza and win a race. It can be basically anything. And the moment that I get myself out of that mind frame, like what I found with myself, I'm fairly good at controlling my emotions, as hopefully most of you are aware. But if I am in a bad mood, I am in a bad mood. Like, again, I'll never be toxic or anything, but you can generally tell I'm in a bad mood. But I'm also very quick in being able to get back into a good mood. You know, the other day I was on stream, and again, the terribleness of the league at the moment, I was in a bad mood. And then suddenly me and my stream had a chat about Pokemon Go, and then a little bit of a chat about Pokemon. Suddenly my mood was lifted, and I wasn't really tilted anymore, and we had an okay game. And I was like, huh, it worked. Sometimes it's just that. It's just having a distraction from your current mindset. So, yeah. Mr. Matthew's asking, as far as I can tell, you like to travel. Yes, I love to travel. What's my currently #1 spot that I'd like to visit and why? Japan. It's the same as him. He says Japan. Yeah, Japan, 100%. So if you guys don't watch a channel, he doesn't need promotion. He's way bigger than me, but I watch abroad in Japan. I've watched him for a couple of years now. I'd very much recommend it. If you've any like, you know, just slight interest in Japan, then watch his channel. It does very well. You can go back in time and watch his old videos. They're still very good. And basically, he's an English guy that moved out to Japan probably like 4 or 5 years ago to become an English teacher in Japan. He was only supposed to be out there for 2 years. He stayed out there for like another 3 or so after he was an English teacher, and he vlogs about Japan, but not stupid vlogs, not Casey Neistat vlogs. He does educational vlogs about different places in Japan or different foods in Japan, you know, the lifestyle, and it's so good, and his production quality is on point. He's got some very quirky friends who are Japanese. It's so good, and his channel honestly has pushed me over the edge of like going, I really want to go there, because he highlights not the typical things. Like the typical thing was like, let's go to Tokyo in that shopping district, Japan. But he's like, I don't think he's hardly ever shown that before, because he's like, that isn't Japan. That's the touristy bit. He shows you the real Japan, and there's so many just like in the north of Japan, these amazing like rice field places with shrines and amazing little cafes that like serve the best ramen in the world that you'd never know unless you were Japanese or you watch their channel or his channel, stuff like that. That's the journey that I'd go on. And sure, I'd still want to go to Tokyo, but I do so much more than that too. There we go. We'll do a couple more from Discord, and then we'll swap on over to a different one. What's my opinions on the Riot Partner Program now that I'm officially in it? Obviously, I did a video on it, if you've not watched, but I'm very happy with the Riot Partner Program. Like, to finally be officially acknowledged, and I will say, if you don't know, I'm officially part of it. If you look in the description and you click the little down arrow, you'll see a disclaimer that I have to put in every single video now, legally, because obviously I know information that other people don't, and I get given things. But you know, it's so nice to finally be officially acknowledged by the company. But the only special privileges that we have are out of game. And what I mean by that, for some people have been concerned of, if someone's in the League Partner Program and they be toxic, are they not going to have punishment? No, we'll probably be held to more accountability than the average player, to be honest. Like, they have been very clear that if we be toxic, we're kicked out. And obviously I'm fine with this, but there are some questionable people that have been invited to it. And, so yeah, I know information that you guys don't and probably won't know for a few weeks. I'll know, like, I'll be invited and have already been invited to go to Riot offices to pre-test things like new champions, new game modes. And basically the reason why they're doing it is, one, the people that like have built up a community, let's say me, we've got 140,000 subs, we get over 1 million views a month. I've got no professional background that has gained me that. Everything that I've done has been off my own back. We've not got boosted by anything. You know, it's not because I was a pro in LCS and then, you know, I've had a following from there. Getting to where I am, you know, even I think, you know, it's a little bit impressive. And to Riot, they're like, if that many people trust that guy and he hasn't been a pro, we should trust him a bit too. And it's not just for me, it's everybody in the League Partner Program. And I'll say, there are different types of League Partners that they're going to be using. Is that there are some that are like cosplayers, and they're literally just there to cosplay, and maybe their interaction with Riot is, hey, there's a new champion coming out, do you want to make a cosplay of the new champion, and you can kind of do like I don't know, like an Instagram set. I don't really know how it works, on a new champion on the day that it gets released, and maybe you'll get like a lot of likes or something, and you can know what it looks like early. Where for me, it'll be like, oh, you're an educational channel, here's the new champion, this is its ability, so you can get used to it before everybody, and if you want, you can come to the Riot office, record some footage with the new champion, play test it, and then on the day that the new champion gets released, you can release a video instantly, so people can kind of work out how the champion works. So there's different types of, obviously, league partner. I will say, some of them, again, I don't mean this to be a Debbie Downer or anything, but some of them I will say are questionable why they got invited. And what I mean by that is I'm only part of the UK scene, so I only know the other UK partners because we're all in like a Discord server, and I'm on the official Riot Slack server with the actual company employees and stuff. Which is very confidential. So, but there's been some people invited to the League Partner Program in the UK that aren't League. They're cosplayers, and I don't know why they're there. Because even in the email that we were sent, going, you know, these are the requirements that you need to do to stay in the League Partner Program. They don't meet the requirements, like some of them, and I'm like, that's a bit weird. But cosplayers, I'm alright, or you know, cosplayers. Again, take that as you will. But last question on Discord is... here we go. I was waiting for something like that. Did I start the online dating thing? Did you get any useful tips from the video where you asked for them? Maybe you can share some. Some people of your audience might be in the same situation. The answer to that is no, but I'm planning to make one of those profiles today, potentially. I still don't know where. Like, again, I am a complete novice in this area. Obviously, I've not been in the game, as it were, for a few years now. So if you've got any advice that you want to share with other people, put it in the comments. Because, yeah, I'm a complete novice in this area of online, that type of world. It hasn't been for a couple of years that I've been in that area anyway. And for the advice, not really. I've had some people being supportive, going, hey, get out there, go. But that's about it. But yeah, hopefully something will happen. Again, the main reason why I want to find somebody is obviously the obvious, but also just to be out the house more, to go out places, to do more things, not just be indoors every day. Like, I haven't left the house officially in about 3 days or 4 days. It's like, I kind of want to leave the house more. So yeah, that's kind of the reason why. But anyway, that is it for Discord. Thanks so much, Mr. Matthew, for the final question. Let's head on over to Facebook. And there was a really good question that I want to start with. Here we go. Is... from Brian, how would you compare the contrast and difference of the platforms you interact with my fan base, such as Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, etc.? Do I find differences, basically? This is a really good question. I've never had this before, and when I saw it, because I just, I vaguely read through some of the questions before I started, I had a very quick think. So the way that I've always thought about it, okay, YouTube is obviously my biggest audience, and YouTube is the most diverse. YouTube is the most diverse in what I mean of it can be the nicest and also the most toxic. Whenever I haven't done one in a long time, but when I did a YouTube live stream playing League, it was by far the most toxic experience I've ever had. So in that sense, it's a bit weird. Like, I love YouTube and I love my YouTube audience. That's obviously all of you watching this right now, and everybody who watches is my YouTube audience. But it's a very love-hate thing. That's why so many YouTubers now don't even look at their comments or even turned comments off. I don't do that. I just occasionally have days I'm like, I'm just not good. I'm not feeling great. I'm a little bit down today. I'm not going to look at the comment section today. That's basically my relationship with the YouTube comments. The vast majority of the time, it's fine. I look at them, but occasionally it gets a little bit too much. But on average, that's fine. Twitch is, I'd say, the most supportive audience that I've got. You get the occasional person that obviously has a bit too much spare time and just wants to talk, rubbish and gets banned instantly, and great, they've spent, that time doing that. But generally it's the most supportive. That, I talk to my Twitch stream. The reason why we obviously started streaming on Twitch is because I was just feeling very lonely, recording all day by myself. So having that interaction just with people in Twitch chat has helped me tremendously. So I'd say they are the most supportive, and I've got some very loyal viewers on there. We're getting about 300 viewers per stream at the moment, which is fantastic. We're at 550 Twitch subscribers. Again, we had 500 as the year goal. We nearly made our way to 600 at one point with gifted subscribers and stuff. It's been really, really good. And I'm very, very thankful for my Twitch. I'm very, very thankful for everybody, but especially sometimes when people can tell I'm a bit down, Twitch is the place that I've always thought that people are quite nice there. Twitter, honestly, Twitter isn't that interactive as much. I don't know why. Like, maybe Twitter is just not doing well for me personally. It's definitely my least interactive place, even though like Facebook is by far my least liked thing. Kinda, I get probably more Facebook comments on a comment than I do a tweet. So yeah, like I'd say both Facebook and Twitter are basically neutral. And then as for Snapchat and stuff, Snapchat is just a mess of memes. Like, people just send me random memes all the time, so it's a bit like, And then Instagram I'd say is more adult, and people just leave genuine comments and stuff like that. So, yeah. Hopefully that answered your question. Next one is... I think that, like, we basically answered all... Well, there's one there. Will I do content for high ELO where you focus more on the little things? No. So basically someone's saying, like, in high rating, there are so many things in my personal commentaries that I could mention that I don't on purpose because there's no point. That the little tiny mistakes, the little decisions that you're doing wrong, to the average person watching, and I say when the average, the vast majority person watching, it'll never affect them in a million years. So we did recently a QT that broke down my audience of the ratings and stuff, and generally it goes like what League is like there's only a couple % of my audience that is even like platinum and above, and it's vast majority silver, bronze, and gold. Those little tiny things is irrelevant, and those videos, like, sure, they might get okay views, but they're not going to help people that much. In relation to like the other stuff that I mention all the time. So I'm never gonna say never, but it's unlikely because just the YouTube, when you're doing an educational channel, the least people watching that are high rating people for two reasons. One, there's less of them, and secondly, high rating people don't watch that much educational content because they're high rating already. So yeah, basically that's why. Let's go on over to Twitter. Okay, we've got... what do I use to record my videos and edit my videos? I use OBS to record and stream, and I use Adobe Premiere Pro to edit and stuff. What's the best and worst things about high ELO? The best thing is you see amazing play all the time, and it makes you really happy that you're in that kind of same level. And when someone does an outplay, like, oh, snap, and that happens fairly often. The worst thing is because it's such a high rating and stuff, you can't relax while you're playing your video game. Like, when you're in high rating, it is a video game, but you're not kind of like just chilling, like, oh, this is nice. You're like really trying, like, it's like, and then that's every game basically, and it's very stressful, is what I'd say, especially for me that's doing a live commentary basically every game too. Next one is my favorite pro or favorite pro team. At the moment, if we go for current, it'll be Team Liquid and Double Lift. Same thing basically. What is my favorite champion to play, even if you don't win with them? Ezreal, AD carry, probably. And what I mean by that is, I'm answering that question, what's my favorite champ that I don't really play? Ezreal. Like, I've got other champions that I love, like Xerath and stuff, but I obviously play those. But the one that I don't play often, but I really love playing, is Ezreal AD carry. Will it be harder or easier to get that Master Division next season? From what I've been told, it's going to be a bit weird. It's not as clean cut as like easier or worse or harder. It's just a shifting thing. So obviously, as people know, I've been Diamond 1, I've been Diamond 2. It depends like on a few factors. How well I'm playing, obviously. What's the meta like? I hate to say it, it's going back on what I've said for years, but not luck. But basically, am I getting trolls and feeders in my team? But, we've been at those ratings before, and what I've been told is Master next season is basically going to be what Diamond 1 is now. So I have been, obviously, one game from Master promo 5 times already. So if I get back to that level, well, next season I'll be Master. So, yeah. So it's a kind of hard one to say. What's my favorite color? Like a Irish green, probably. Like, even though I'm colorblind, I can definitely tell what that color is, and yeah, but probably Irish green. All right, next one. Boom. Let's go on over to Instagram, because why not? How long have we been going, by the way? I don't even know. Like, depending how long this is, I might need to put like 2 gameplays in just to have the footage to make up for like the length of the video. All right, we got a few on Instagram. Is Any tips to get out of depression? No. I would suggest not to listen to online people about that. I think it's a very dangerous world listening to people that have no professional experience in that area and pretend that they do. Get some professional help. Again, there's no shame in it. They're the people that know what they're talking about. So that's what I'd say, is go there, because everybody's, situations are different, and I'd never want to give people bad advice in that area. Am I going to permanently keep only... Wait, what? Am I going to permanently keep it to only subscribers can view your past Twitch broadcasts? By the time this video comes out... Oh, no, it's tomorrow's video. I do explain that situation in the Vel'Koz episode that's coming out tomorrow. So just watch that video and you'll have the actual explanation for it. Why do I hate the Inting Scion? It's in its name. Are you going to do a World's Pick'em? I've already done it and I tweeted it. So we've already done that. Am I going to be continuing my partnership with U.GG? Yeah, we're going to be doing another month or so. So I'm pleased to say that they enjoyed what I did. They were very happy with it. The amount of people that are using it from my clicks and stuff have been very high. So we were actually, it was a 3-week deal before, 3 videos. And while, 3 videos and some shout outs on stream and have the link on my stream, it's now been extended to a month sponsorship after this one. And you'll notice in the bottom left of my videos, we've now got the U.GG banner. That's the only thing that they wanted added. And they actually added a extra week, which obviously meant a little bit more money. So yeah, another little sponsorship there, which I was really happy with. And I really like the service. And again, we spoke about sponsorships earlier. I'm taking that sponsorship because 1, I'm finding it really good. And 2, you guys are too. It's really helpful. Next one is, recently I've started going to the gym. Do I have any tips for newbies? Yeah, I'm back in the gym on this Thursday. My tip is just walk through the front door. That's it. That's the tip. For a brand new person, walk through the front door and you'll be okay. So many people who don't go to the gym, the moment they walk through that front door, they'll be okay. Because there's a couple things I'd say that are about gyms that people misinterpret. 1, everybody in that gym wants to see you succeed, not fail. Sure, you'll have occasional douches that look at you in a weird way if you're a bit overweight or something. You have that guy that's looking in front of a mirror for half an hour, not even lifting a single weight. They exist, obviously. But my advice would, if you can afford it, get a personal trainer, because then you've got somebody instantly to interact with. You're not completely alone. If not, put your music in, get in your own little bubble, and just go at it. I generally stick to cable machines if you're newer, because they're a little bit less... What's the word? They're a little bit less likely to fail you. And if you're going straight for free weights and you can't handle the weight that you're doing because you're new to the gym and stuff, well, if you drop a dumbbell or you drop a bar, it's going to be very obvious, and obviously embarrassment could be a thing if you do drop something. If you're using a cable machine, it's a lot easier just to kind of use the cables, and you can adjust the weight as you're right there at the machine. You don't need to do anything to the weight. Really simple. So I'd say start with cable machines. If you can afford it, get a trainer, then they know what they're doing. You get instant interaction with somebody. But, you can talk to people. If the people at the front desk, if you say, hey, I'm brand new, I've got no idea about gyms. Well, firstly, they should be giving you a complete walk around the gym. This is what my gym did anyway, of going, let's walk you around the gym. They tell you what everything does. And if you're really struggling and you're in the gym, you're like, I don't know, you can go up to a staff member. I would think at most gyms go, I want to exercise this. Can you show me a machine that does that? And they probably will show you, and they'll probably give you a little bit of a demonstration. If they're a good gym anyway, which mine is too. Right, next one is, would I consider doing an unranked diamond on a different server? I've been asked this a bunch, and the answer to the question is not really no, because there's not really any point. What I mean by that, and again, this is where the debate comes in, what's the best server in the West, is, in my opinion, and again, it's HuzzyGames, so it's my opinion, E-West is the best Western server by quite a bit. The only one that is close is North America, but then obviously I'm playing on North America with higher ping. Do I really want to do that for every day of the week? Not really. It will be a bit annoying when I can just play on E-West, which every pro has agreed. I've played on North America to Diamond 2, so even I know North America quite a lot. I know North America more than most of my American audience. Why don't I just play on EUS? Because it's a better server, it's a bigger server, it's a harder server to play on. And it's the best ping. I've got the lowest ping of all the servers. I'll never play on EU Northeast because I've always said, you guys have heard me say, I don't see why people even play on that server. And North America would be the only other one, but it will just be annoying and a hassle to kind of play on all the time. So the answer to it is not really no. Someone's saying is how do you play? How do you climb when playing tanks? You have to get involved a lot with your team if you want to climb playing tanks, basically. All right, now we're going to head on over to Snapchat. And as I said, guys, we're doing a big one today. And I'll say, if I didn't get around to answer your question, then hopefully I'll, just message back in text form after. Someone's saying is, have I played Magic the Gathering before? I've played it on a video game version, but never in real life. I'm a bit mixed about it. It seems okay, but meh. Next one is, if you could choose one age to stay forever, how old would I be? I'd probably choose like 30 to 35, maybe 30 years old, because like they always say around 30 is when you're kind of in your physical prime. You're not going to really get smarter after 30, and you probably look your best around your 30s most likely. And you can do anything, like you're an adult, you can drive, you can do anything. Let's see. In the spirit of being positive, what do you think is the best part about your least favorite champion's kit? This person says, personally, I really dislike Master Yi, but the Alpha Strike is a unique low cooldown ability that lets you outplay and dodge skill shots. So he's asking, what is my favorite part about my least favorite champion? So I wouldn't say I've got a complete least favorite champion, but if we say like Zoe is probably my least favorite because I just don't think she belongs in League of Legends still to this day. What's my favorite part of Zoe? Her ultimate, I guess. Like the reason why Zoe feels really obnoxious is because she combines the Q and the E with the ultimate. If you just take the ultimate by itself, it's unique that you kind of pop in, pop out. I guess it's kind of like an anti-Kassadin. Kassadin only pops in, Zoe does both, and you've got to kind of do it in a time that's not going to completely screw you over because you've got to ult, and then the enemy team know you're going back to that spot. Probably that. What junglers would you advise playing in silver to the gold area? Whatever you're best at. That will always be my advice in that question. Your opinion on is education really important nowadays? It's more important now than it's ever been because so many people have education. So I've said this before. If someone's got a company and they've got, they're hiring, why wouldn't they go with the person that has higher education? When there's so many people that have degrees, there's so many people that have been to university or college in America, why wouldn't you hire that? So in the weird way, basically what's happened, the new normal is higher education. At least in the area that I live, the majority people get a degree, and then obviously you're then, like there's certain jobs that, like there are some places in the world that's like you just need a degree. When I was looking for jobs, when I didn't know if I was going to do YouTube and that, there are jobs out there in my local area that's like you only can apply if you've got a 2-1 or a first. A first is what I've got, which is the highest grade possible. Then it goes to a 2-1. I think it's like the top 8% of the country get a first. So I'm in the top 8%. Then it goes down to like the top 20% get a 2-1. Then it kind of goes down like that. So they're now having to kind of differentiate people with degrees. So if you don't even have a degree, you've got like no chance. So I think education is more important now than it's like ever been. So yeah. Someone's just saying about the Riot Partner Program is, do I think Riot should have done it earlier? Yes, I think they should have done it earlier. Someone's saying, do I think they should have done it with more content creators? No. There is very much a thing of oversaturating, especially when you're working with partners more closely when it comes to like actually inviting them to places and talking to them, having meetings with them. You can't have too many people in that. And the more people you invite, the less kind of important it feels. And I'm not just saying that because I'm in it. It's definitely something that you've got to be careful with over-inviting people. Like, again, they have invited some very, very small content creators, which I'm really happy for them, but they're not really going to be offering anything to Riot for being in the League Partner Program. So, yeah. Do I think that the Hunter class is in... Wait, what? Do I think that the Hunter class is basically the Garen of WoW? No? I don't even know how they're relevant, but okay. That person's speaking a different language. What do I think of Eastern Europe and what about its players? I don't know about Eastern Europe that much. I've never been there. I've never really interacted with many people from there. So I don't really know. It's not a subject that I know that well, to be honest. Next one is any updates on the possibility of a Porsche? Yeah, I'm not getting one. So there was a time that if you're completely like, what? There was a time that I was going to upgrade my car to a Porsche. The reason why I didn't, because I was just being more responsible. In the long run, it would have made me more money. So if you don't know, I've got a BMW 2 Series, a 2017 BMW 2 Series at the moment. And obviously my car is going to depreciate quite a bit. It's a BMW. They always depreciate. So at the end of when I have my car, the value of my car is going to be quite low, probably about £12,000 or something like that by the time I'm done with it, which is obviously quite low compared to what I paid for it. If I got rid of my car and bought a Porsche for the same price, by the way, of what I paid for mine, just a used one, like a 3-year-old Porsche, by the time I finished with that Porsche, it would have had a higher end value than the car I've currently got, with the exact same costs. Because my car's a sports car, the Porsche is a sports car, my car's got bigger tyres than the Porsche would have had. So, it was a smart thing to do if I wanted to, but I just didn't. I was just, again, the goal now, I'm trying to set the goal of, instead of being a pilot, now, again, I still want to be after YouTube, but my goal is to buy a house next year. Is next May, after the tax year is done and I've done all my tax stuff, is get a mortgage and buy a house. And to a lot of people, it's you're buying a mortgage or getting a mortgage when you're a YouTuber, isn't that risky? Yeah. Yes and no. And what I mean by that is, yes, obviously YouTube is a rather unstable job and you don't really know what's going to go on. But I've always said, and what I've said to my family, my dad is actually very open for it. The earlier you can get onto the property ladder, the better. And if things on YouTube start to go bad, well, suddenly you either just sell the house, or I move back home, because they'll always let me come back home, and I just rent out that house until things get better. It's that simple. It's not really a negative situation. And on top of that, when you're getting a mortgage, which if some of you do and stuff, it's cheaper than rent. Apart from the initial upfront cost of putting a deposit down on the house, the monthly costs are cheaper than renting. Because remember, when someone is renting a place, they're having to pay a mortgage and make a little bit of profit on the rent that they're charging. If you're just doing the mortgage, well, you're not making any profit. You're just paying the mortgage and the bills. So it is cheaper per month. It's just that deposit that obviously costs. And if you guys know, for the past couple of years, I've been saving to become a pilot, which is a lot of money. So I've already got the deposit to the house. Instead of becoming a pilot, I just put that to the house. And then I've got a house when I'm 24 years old. So that's the idea at the moment. So, yeah. It's pretty good, though, I think. I think it's a good idea. That might be it, though. Someone say, do I ever... Last one, or last couple, I'll say, someone saying, do I need any healers in my WoW guild? We don't really need healers. We just need more DPS. We need high, good DPS. That is the one area that we're struggling with. But we're now 8 out of 8 in normal, obviously. And we're now 5 out of 8 in heroic. So we're doing all right. Again, we're a casual raiding guild, so it's nothing crazy. So yeah. Next one is, do I ever lose interest in LoL? I keep getting back at it once in a while, but I can't play straight days anymore. I go through peaks and troughs, but I always have a general interest, and I think that's where it's important for me. Even when I'm not playing it, I'm still looking at stuff in the League of Legends world. It is my favorite game, and that's why I always get really annoyed when it's going through a bit of a bad spot, because it's my game, right? It's your thing. If any of you have that type of relationship, what I'd say, it's very relevant to your sports team. That's the way that I feel with League. When your sports team is performing and they're winning, it's hell yeah. When say you're a fan of the Browns in American football, that's what League of Legends feels like to me when it's going through a bad spot. It's oh my god, why do I support the Browns? But you still do. But when they're doing well and they finally win that one game, hey, let's everybody go to the beer fridge. It's been unlocked finally. It's amazing. So that's basically it. But that's going to be it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Pretty long Q&A today. Again, just felt like the mood, and, why not? Again, in the comment section, feel free to leave more questions. I will be, well, when this video gets uploaded, I'll be in bed. And when I'm in bed, I just generally go on my Razor Blade and I answer emails. I talk to sponsors, because obviously they're all American usually. So the time works quite well when I'm in bed. So feel free to ask questions and I'll ping some answers back. As always, you can contact me through, Discord, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram. That's all the ways, basically. So if you've got any other questions and you don't want to put it in the public forum, you can always answer it or ask it in a bit more of a private area on one of those, I guess. But anyway, that's going to be it. Like it, subscribe. See you guys next time. Hopefully you enjoyed the background footage, whatever it may be. And goodbye.